Today we will start with the Quuppa vision and mission. Actually, as you heard from the history video yesterday, our vision has been clear and the same since day one. And the same goes with the go-to-market model. So partners have really been one of the core pillars in our strategy from day one. And soon Thomas will tell about the recent efforts and developments around the partner ecosystem. Now I would like to welcome Fabio and Thomas on stage, but before we will do that, a last reminder to you is that during this session you can post questions, so please be active and we'll try to cover as many as possible at the end. Now welcome Fabio and Thomas.
Thank you, Sari. Hello, everybody. Welcome to this session where myself, Fabio Belloni, and Thomas Hasselman, we're going to take you through a little journey. We are going to start by recapping and taking you through our vision and strategy, making you see how we think behind the curtain and how do we see the world of tomorrow coming together and how Quuppa is going to be a very dominant and relevant player into this journey. And then Thomas is actually going to take over and then show us how we are developing one of our strategic pillars. So without any further ado, let me start by recapping what you might remember from the last year event, where we actually spent quite some time talking about the broad Quuppa vision and strategy. So our vision has been formed already many years ago. We have been into the business of location technology for, well, almost 20 years now, and already back then our idea was that in the world of tomorrow there will be a great combination between location information and data content. So if you think about 10 years ago or even 15 years ago, people were very much looking into creating a connected world, a world where everything mobile or static will be able to connect to the internet, to expose data, to record information based on the environment they're in, and then by gathering all this data in the cloud and running over some big data analysis that would be able to derivate analysis, statistics, prediction on how things move. And effectively, this is a way in which you can, in a very short, try to summarize the Internet of Things, having all the devices connected. The point is that the location information is a great complement to the data content itself. So if you think of the world as is moving on today, and if you think of having devices that are more and more mobile, not just knowing the data content, but knowing the context in which this data is being recorded is actually essential in order to make a very smart and clever decision upon the data itself. So if you can know not just the absolute location of the object, but also the context in terms of where the other objects are positioned with respect to the object I'm analyzing, or in which ambient, what are the zoning or the interaction items that are around, and what are also the business rules that govern that particular environment. All of this together, blended together, this is really where the data get enriched with location awareness. So what we see is that Quuppa is already been for almost 10 years now working into bridging the IoT world and the location technology world into a combination that can provide to our partner, system integrator and solution provider really rich data that can be used as the base for building a very advanced location-based services and solution application for effectively address the need of the end customers. So let me take you through a kind of dual comparison between data and location. So if you think about data connectivity, again, 15 years ago, there was something new, something that everyone wanted to build. Today, in 2021, we start to see many devices that are really connected. I gave you the example a year ago that even my oven is actually connected to the Wi-Fi and the internet. And if you think about yourself traveling, jumping on a plane, or reserving a hotel room, the fact that you would have wireless connectivity, Wi-Fi connectivity is a given. It's something that you expect. What we predict from now to the next 10, 15 years is that the same level of expectation towards connectivity will be given also in terms of location-based technology and location-based services. So when you will go into a hotel, when you will go to a conference, an exhibition hall, you go to a museum, retail, and hospital, we are truly believing that there will be a number of location-based services that will be running and enriching the experience of the user when they navigate or they need to move across this environment. And of course, when you go to industrial environment, all of the data content and location awareness can be put together in order to provide increased safety for the worker, for optimizing the workflow, reducing cost, and overall maximize the productivity of the different industrial markets, logistic, warehousing, or manufacturing. So now, if you think about the devices that are already today collecting data because they have onboard sensors, these devices are so broadly and different. So you go from mobile phone or mobile handset, tablet, laptop, PC, to robotics and AGVs, so automatic guided vehicles, or it could be forklifts. They are tools and but also in the healthcare, there are equipment that start to be bigger, a bit bigger, like defibrillators or even beds that they have connectivity inbuilt into the chassis of the item itself. So one of the things that Quuppa is really leveraging upon is the versatility of the Bluetooth connectivity, and the fact that today there are already billions of devices in the market that they have a Bluetooth radio on board, and every month there are a million devices that are manufactured every day. So what Quuppa is doing by working through is an ecosystem of partners, from the silicon vendors to the tag vendors to the system integrators, is to try to provide components that can be used in order to really build and bridge the connectivity and the location world. And since our technology, it's yes, compatible with Bluetooth, but we also have a derivative that are proprietary of this technology, where we can even retrofit not just to the latest and the greatest Bluetooth releases, but also to older version of Bluetooth, and effectively address and bring location awareness to devices that they run legacy Bluetooth. So this is a massive advantage for Quuppa and for our partners, really to be able to maximize their reach and penetration into the market and answer with very specific solution into the end customer needs. So by combining all of this together, we believe that Quuppa will be easily in the future in more than 60% of the devices that are in the market, because all of these devices, they really have that kind of Bluetooth radio that allows that low power and even long range connectivity, which is needed for data awareness and as well as location awareness. So just to give some number, we have seen prediction where in 2025, more than 12 billion devices will actually be in the market with connectivity and location awareness. So, you know, a vision is a great thing, but as as a famous quote says, vision without execution is an hallucination. So what we did at Quuppa already in the past has been to build a very clear strategy that guides our everyday work, and a strategy that we can also communicate with our partner to make sure that us and our partner are aligned in bringing valuable product into the market. And our strategy has been revamped every year, and the current version of strategy is yet built upon three main pillars, two of which, the one that you see here on the left-hand side, like channel and products, are more focusing to the short and mid-term deliverables to our partner, while we have a very strong pillar of innovation, and that's where Quuppa really differentiate. We reinvest a lot of our time and resources into cutting-edge technology and really develop things that no one else have yet in the market. So what these three pillars effectively embrace are, when it comes to the channel, it's everything that we do with the partner through the ecosystem via channel partner program, partner segmentation, cross-partner collaboration, and really try jointly to educate the market of end customer that are just now effectively understanding and embracing the power of data and location awareness for enriching their world. And we're also going to talk about products. We're going to show you what we are working on, what are soon coming product, what are the deliverables that we have today in terms of product and offering, and also list to you some of the new features that we have built, also thanks to your feedback, our partner feedback with whom we work on a daily basis. And then last but not least, it's really the work that we are doing around the innovation piece and really being very much forward-looking. So without delay, I would really like to introduce my colleague Thomas. He's gonna actually take us through one of the first fundamental pillar, which is the channel. And thank you, Thomas.
Thanks. Thank you, Fabio. Hi, everyone. Also on my behalf, as said, my name is, no need to introduce this one. My name is Thomas Hasselman. For those who have missed that one, I'm the Chief Marketing Officer at Quuppa, looking after sales and marketing, and very much helping nurture our business with our channel partners. In the next 30 minutes or so, I'll be talking about what we are doing in order to help our partners achieve a successful business, a bigger business, and in a shorter time than maybe is happening today. But before going there, I'd like to put this well-known crossing the chasm theory or picture in front of you, because to me this explains exactly where we are in the indoor location business today. For those who aren't familiar with it, it describes any industry where you have the early market phase of the industry that is dominated by innovators and early adopters. And at some stage, the business matures and we are moving into the so-called mainstream market, where the volumes are bigger, where the players are different, and where the demands from the buying organizations and the partner organizations are totally different to the ones that we have seen in the early market phase. For example, on the mainstream side, as a buyer, you are less encouraged to buy a solution that hasn't been proven on the market, so you need much more proof points. Whereas if you are in the early market phase, you are happy to test out new things, be the pioneer, and show the world what you can do actually. And on the partner side, the early market partners are there to really build the solution themselves, the complete solution, whereas mainstream players are typically companies who are happy to take components from well-established, well-proven partners and providers and actually glue them together to provide a solution. And why I'm talking about this very much relates to our business with our partners. We feel that we are at the gorge at the moment. We are entering the mainstream market with some industries already now, but the large majority of the industries are still in the early market phase when it comes to indoor positioning, digitalization, including location. Just as an example, the automotive industry, the assembly lines have been equipped with high accuracy positioning systems for years. But if you look at hospitality, retail, if you look at smart offices, they are just getting started to understand where do this bring me value in my business. Myself, I joined the company some 7 years ago, and the partners at those days we were working with were truly innovators, disruptive companies who really built the whole solution. They developed their own tags and sensors, developed their own software solutions. They installed the systems in the customer premises. They managed the whole complete offering. Today, we're seeing more and more partners joining our ecosystem who are clearly coming from the mainstream market. They do not want to go through that journey. They actually want to work with those guys we had in the early days, and that's what's happening. And in my presentation, I'll be going through some activities and actions Quuppa is taking to make this collaboration happen even in a more systematic manner, and also what are the tools that we are doing as Quuppa to help you, dear partner, to actually cross the chasm. Because we are not going to do it alone, you're not going to do it alone, and that is important to understand. Now, a slide like this was presented probably in some of the earlier partner events as well, and with much less bubbles, much less colors. So again, coming back to my previous slide, we started working with the solution providers of this world. That's it. We didn't have really any other partner types that we were working with. Today, it's kind of exploded what comes to partner types, and it's also exploded what comes to number of partners. Last year only was a record year for Quuppa what comes to having new partners. 60 new partners joined the Quuppa ecosystem. And you might think as an existing solution provider that, oh my God, competition is getting fierce. But don't worry, because the majority of these partners are actually companies that you should look at as to collaborate with, as companies that can help actually your solution to become more competitive. They are tag vendors, sensor vendors. There's cabling installation companies who are not familiar with software, to put it kind of bluntly. There are companies who are network equipment providers who don't know a thing about the applications you're building, but they can definitely provide the peripheral equipment needed for installing a Quuppa system. And the technology partner base has grown immensely, and it's really one of the areas where we're seeing a lot of things happening. Fabio mentioned the semiconductor players. They are very much enabling the Quuppa allocation in their silicons, in their semiconductor elements in the early stages of the value chain. And that is, of course, something that we like. So see this as an opportunity, and I'll be sharing some of those opportunities in this presentation with you. We've been working with the partner program for years, but haven't really formalized it to any extent. Only recently we launched the Quuppa One, the partner program, where we really start systematically to build an offering that really serves the need of our different type of partners. Referring to my previous slide, all those different bubbles, they do have different needs from Quuppa. They do see a more tailored offering from us than that one size would fit all. And with the Quuppa One program, we are really taking the first step to actually address that need. What does it mean? Well, first of all, the engagement. And with the engagement, I mean that we do serve our partners with a wider front. You might be familiar with the Quuppa sales guys, but we have a strong and very much needed technical sales engineering organization that is working hand in hand with sales, and that is probably something that you have seen in the last 12 months happening more and more. You're seeing more exposure also going forward to our product organization, really the product owners, so you can really get to talk with them as well, and the whole engagement model to have it focused on you guys, that's critical for us. We're also talking to some of the partners really around joint business development. With that concretely means that, hey, okay, what's your offering? What's our offering? How can we actually address this market better together? We might be looking at the different kind of commercial models, looking at the terms of how to get to that market. So really deeper engagement from both parties is something we are looking to work with and are working on with some of our strategic partners. Technical support is always a core element of what a partner expects from Quuppa, as we are talking about technology, which still is a reasonably complex thing that in order to really make it perform at its best, it's good to check it with our colleagues. Training, unfortunately, COVID has cancelled all the on-site academy trainings we have organized in the years. We are looking at the alternative ways of doing it in addition to academy once the market opens up with e-learning type of trainings. And so that's something you will be seeing much more of as well later this year. Marketing side, coming back to the crossing the chasm picture, so where you have the guys in the mainstream market, they really need the proof that this is something that I can rely on. This is an offering, a solution that actually will improve my return on investment or increase the efficiency in my warehouse. So working with Sari and her marketing team on co-marketing, success stories, showing to the market that see what we've done, this is what works, really showing concrete evidence of that. And this is something you're seeing on our website and in the Spotlight newsletters more and more going forward. And then partner introduction. Yeah, sometimes we feel like we're the Tinder of indoor location. We do bring partners together. We know that you might be missing a certain component of your offering, and we know we have a partner here that's a well-established, certified partner who can actually help fill that gap. So there we do much more than before work with across partners and bringing them together. And then the tag side or the sensor side, the tag partners themselves are working very closely with us in having their tags certified by Quuppa, ensuring that they truly work as it says on the cover. But it's also about our system integrator and solution partners to really be able to tap into the tag offering that our tag partners are providing. And there again, we are working much more in building that type of marketplace offering that our partners can tap into. So for many of you who've been around for some time, this doesn't come as a surprise. I mean, you know as a solution provider what it takes. And this is what our partners in the early days did all themselves. They truly built the whole offering needed when they took it to their market, to their end customers. And it might look like an overwhelming picture. Oh my goodness, I need to have all this in place before I can actually start selling it. If you look at Quuppa, our role in the value chain, as you can see, is very much in the solution space. We provide the positioning engine, the heart of the system. We provide the locators. And in some cases, we provide the tags. But very much the rest is something we rely on the partners to pull together. And yes, that's done, and that might take time. And this is one of the main drivers or KPIs of the partner ecosystem task is to really shorten that solution creation time. To help find the elements here on this picture that you don't have in-house, that you will need to source from somewhere. And why don't you talk to us? Because we are working in hundreds of projects every year where we can bring in a partner that can help you on, say, the mobile application development side, something you might not have in-house. So really, building the complete solution is critical, but it's equally critical to take it to market in a fastest possible time. Now, a few examples of what this ecosystem actually enables or results in. We see more and more the so-called win-win-win deals happening. So we have partners who are coming from different parts of the value chain, joining hands in order to win a case. Typically, it is the priming partner. Typically, it's a system integrator that is building and pulling together the solution for his case. That might mean that he is sourcing the application software, being it then middleware or front-end application from somebody. And more we see this happening from that it's an existing Quuppa partner who brings in the needed software. And then we have the third element, whether it's a mobile phone tracking system where you need the application running on the phone, or whether you need a physical tag or a sensor that is being tracked. There we then tap into the tag partner ecosystem and find the right type of tag model that works with the end customer requirements. And a few examples of how this win-win-win model works. One is a company in the US, iVirtualize, who is a system integrator of Quuppa, who worked on a case in Canada. It's with an end customer named ILR Industries, who were working in plastic manufacturing and were looking for a way to actually ensure the safety of the workers during the pandemic. Further on, they have actually used the same platform to add the efficiency factor to it, so they know where the products are, where the workers are, and hence be able to increase the productivity of their plant. But iVirtualize did not have the in-house software needed for making this application run. And as we know, the pandemic came without warning, so it was critical to get a solution available as fast as possible, that you could ensure that the workers could get back to work and hence you could continue your business. So what we did together is to look at who are our well-established software partners. We introduced them to iVirtualize, and they picked Think Inside from Italy to work on their offering together. And then we needed a tag for the workers to wear, so badge, ID badge tag, where we looked for who are the partners that we have, tag partners who have such products, and G-Way from China was selected for providing that product. With that combination, the time to take it to market was extremely short, and ILR could actually keep the manufacturing plants open thanks to this solution. Another example, this one comes from France. Unfortunately, we cannot disclose the name of this large engine and equipment manufacturer in the aerospace domain. But the solution that was needed was a way to optimize or bring more efficiencies around the maintenance process. Hence, an asset tracking solution was needed. Orange Business Services was priming the case, working closely with the manufacturer, and they needed a well-established software platform, and Ubisense was then called in with their Smart Spaces offering. Ubisense, a UK company working with the French company, and then we added another French company, Ella Innovation, to the picture. Ella is having extremely powerful tag and sensor offering, where we could find the right type of tag for the end customer needs. So again, a good example of how different companies comes together. And then the third one is from a totally different industry, from the do-it-yourself retail space. I can't even pronounce the name of the French DIY store, but nevertheless, here we saw an interesting combination of Zumtobel, a leading smart lighting provider from Austria, needed the application to actually fill the needs of Leclerc. And then again, we looked at the partners, and closest within the retail space was Think Inside, who then, together with Zumtobel, were able to offer the needed solution for Leclerc. And in this case, we used the Quuppa standard QT11 tag. So you can see, bringing these guys together, we're actually a much quicker way to do it than for example, Orange, or Zoom2Bell, or iVirtualize to start developing their own software from scratch. Another power of the ecosystem is, Fabio talked about it, or we will be talking about it in one of the panels around hybrid RTLS. So really how one technology doesn't solve the problem, all the problems of a customer. And our partners are actually helping solve that problem by combining Quuppa capability with other RTLS technologies. Here are some examples. For example, UBsense recently launched their latest tag, which traditionally UBsense tags are ultra-wideband tags, but thanks to the feedback, or based on the feedback from their customers, they saw the need to have a combined tag where there's the Bluetooth AOA from Quuppa, and then combined with the ultra-wideband. As assets are moving within a manufacturing plant from the warehouse to the collection points, to the assembly lines, to the post quality service checks areas. And there the demand is that one technology does not solve all the different phases of a manufacturing process, hence the need to have a product that actually, one tag can actually be used in all the different phases. Similarly, Abiway has launched a tag, or a suite of tags actually, that enables seamless indoor and outdoor tracking. Meaning you can outdoor track with low power LoRa technology, and when the asset or the person is moving inside within the warehouse or the factory, then the Quuppa technology kicks in and continues the tracking. Again, one product worn by the worker or by the asset can actually give that seamless constant tracking for the needs of the customer. And then in the early phases of the value chain, as mentioned, Semtech, a leading semiconductor provider, is looking at combining the Quuppa technology into their current semiconductor offering, and that also then opens up the seamless indoor-outdoor tracking capabilities. Without partners like these, we would not be able to actually offer a seamless offering for the customer, or a holistic offering for the customer as a system integrator. So these are critical partners that you need to work with. What also is happening is that our partners are opening up new markets for other partners. We have partners who are providing products that are suited for a specific market. It might be a regulatory requirement or compliance requirement to have, for example, in this case, explosion-proof products installed, and only explosion-proof products can be installed and used in areas like mines, in the pharmaceutical industry, in oil and gas industry. Quuppa doesn't provide such products, but the Quuppa's partners like Bartec, Quintex, and OmniID, they do. So I do welcome you guys who have a business in these industries to actually be in touch with our partners and actually start building that complete offering with high accuracy location tracking within these partner premises. Now, there's a lot that's happening, and as I mentioned, there's a lot of evidence of that. It's not a cliche that we need to do this together. It actually is clearly seen that none of the partners can actually do it. Few things that we are doing to help further to actually get into that mainstream market together with our partners. Here are a few examples. We are, as said, we are the Tinder of indoor location at the moment. We are bringing partners together, but it's not a formalized way of doing it. We don't really have a marketplace as such where we can actually, or you can go and tap into and look for the right type of partner to work with and start the collaboration. This is something we're working on to really make it much more of a formal platform to work on. So looking forward to announcing something in the future on this one. We are also aware that the complete solution offering is not always easy to build and to get built. And we are also in the same boat that we want that solution to be available as quickly as possible. So really speeding up the solution creation process. And what we as Quuppa are doing here is that we are starting to also offer some of our third-party products, being it then partner products like tags that can be sourced directly from Quuppa. But Mari will also in her product update presentation talk about other network equipment products that have been certified by Quuppa and can be also purchased from Quuppa directly. Just to make not a one-stop shop, but getting there. And then thirdly, we are fully aware of that a installation company and a tag vendor and a software-only application developer, they have different needs when it comes to getting access or tapping into the Quuppa technology. At the moment, we have very much a one-size-fits-all type of approach, but we need to look at also how we can better address the needs of the different type of partners. As an example, the training programs we need to obviously have more targeted and tailored depending on what type of partner you are. So more to follow on that one as well, but this is just to confirm and re-emphasize that Quuppa is 100% committed to its partners to really, together with them, help cross that chasm. Thank you very much. Now, we have a few minutes to go to look at some questions that we got from the audience. So let me check what we have here. What are the key criteria to be able to scale the business? So really crossing the chasm jointly with partners. And what actions are Quuppa taking in the coming years to help in this? Well, some of the actions we're taking, I was trying to highlight in the last slide I presented to you. So those are things where we are working on. Maybe one action that I did not highlight there is that we really are putting much more emphasis on the engagement. So really having dedicated partner success teams working with our partners. Because we are learning through our ecosystem about things that works and what that doesn't work. Our partners have very deep domain-specific understanding of what their end customer needs. But by combining these learnings from us and them, we can actually avoid mistakes to take place, and we can actually get to the right solution much quicker. So really the engagement is something that we are really seeing as critical for us. And key criteria to enable the scaling. One thing that we have seen also is that combination that those early innovators, the early adopters, those disruptive companies, typically they don't scale as such. And they are small companies, they don't have presence even in the region or in the world. But by combining their skills with the larger system integrators, that scales, that truly scales. We have a question on which regions are the most potential for growth and which vertical markets are the most mature for RTLS. Regionally, it's something we see that all. we have very strong activities taking place in, for example, Japan, Korea, where there's a lot happening at the moment in the manufacturing space, in the logistics space. Same we're seeing in China. There's a lot, clearly the e-commerce trend or the boost that the COVID has caused has actually put pressure on the logistics and warehouse management companies to actually be able to deliver as efficiently as possible. And knowing then where the assets are does help in that process. So that's probably one of the key drivers why the logistics space is really booming at the moment, or the need for digitalizing the environment and the processes. Last question here. Quuppa has already a great amount of partners globally. Where do you see the biggest gaps today in terms of partner types and market coverage? One area where the type of partners that we do need more of are the infrastructure installation and commissioning type of partners. Companies who are used to installing Wi-Fi systems, working on that. These are partners that are welcomed in the ecosystem. We have partners who are very good on building the software applications, but they typically don't want to touch hardware. So we do welcome such partners into the ecosystem. The market coverage-wise, I would say that markets where we need stronger partner presence are markets like the Middle East, markets like Australia and New Zealand. These are markets where we have a clear demand for our type of offering that our partners can bring, but we do lack the partners who can take it to market there. So we do bring together the European and the US solution provider partners with the system integrators in these just mentioned regions, but more is needed in order to really grab the opportunity, because those markets there is a clear need for location. Thank you very much for your time. I hope you enjoyed it, and back to you, Sari. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Fabio and Thomas. Really exciting future ahead for all of us, as the market potential is certainly huge, but I guess we still have a joint mission to do some market education and for us to improve the product to some extent. There will be another product update later, I think next Tuesday on the 29th, so make sure you're online also then.